This MVP SGA build is an elite all-around player. We'll be starting this build by making sure we're 6'6", just like SGA. We'll be 192 pounds with a 6'9" wingspan. Now let's start out with the physical. So we're gonna have an 85 speed on this build, and then we're also going to have an 80 agility to go along with that. And then the strength, we are going to put all the way up to a 75, which is very important because that's gonna make sure we end up getting gold physical finisher. And then we're going to finish out the physicals with a 60 vertical. Getting the 60 vertical will make sure that we get high flying denier on bronze, and I believe it also gives us bronze aerial wizard. Obviously SGA isn't really known for his dunks, but he is known for being an elite finisher at the rim. So we're going to have an 88 driving layup on this build, which will get his layup animations, which I believe is at an 87 driving layup, but we're also going to use 5 cap breakers here to get it up to a 93, which will get us layup mixmaster on gold, so we can be a crafty finisher just like SGA. And like I said before, we'll also get physical finisher on gold, which is a very important badge to have when you have high layup builds like this. Now, like I said, SGA isn't really known for dunking, but we're gonna have a 45 driving dunk on this build, and that's just gonna make sure we get a couple animations. That way, if we're wide open on the fast break, it'll make sure that we dunk the ball. And then we're also going to have a 40 standing dunk, which will unlock 1 standing dunk animation. Now I know we probably should have some post control on an SGA build, but I just wasn't able to afford it on this build with all the other stuff we're getting. If post control is important to you, it is pretty cheap at 6'6". You could lower something else if you want to get it up to like a 79 to get gold post fade phenom, but I personally don't really do post fades all that much, and using those attributes elsewhere is a lot more important to me. Like on the mid-range shot, we are going to have a 91 mid-range shot because obviously SGA is an assassin in the mid-range. But we're not only going to have a 91 because we're going to use our next 5 cap breakers here to get it up to a 96, which gets us Deadeye on Hall of Fame, it gets us set shot specialist on Hall of Fame, and it gets us shifty shooter on Hall of Fame. It's going to be very difficult for you to miss mid-range shots on this build. Mid-range is extremely underrated this year. The mid-range shots are super easy to hit. Those midi fades are very fun and very easy to hit, especially when you're gonna have shifty shooter on Hall of Fame. Now SGA is a good 3-point shooter as well, so we're gonna have an 80 3-point shot. Unfortunately, we aren't going to be able to get limitless range, which is at an 83 3-point shot, but not really trying to shoot limitless range shots on this build anyway. But the 83 point shot combined with all the Hall of Fame shooting badges, you should be able to shoot lights out from 3. Now, obviously, SGA is known for being a free throw merchant, so of course I had to put some free throw on this build. So we have a 91 free throw. Now let's go down to the playmaking. Obviously, he's a great playmaker. His pass style requires a 96 pass accuracy though, which is kind of ridiculous. It's the only SGA animation we're not going to get on this build, because you put a 96 pass accuracy on this build, you're just completely limiting every other area of the build. But we're still going to have a good pass accuracy. We're going to have an 82 pass accuracy, which will make sure that we get dimer on gold, and it does unlock a lot of good animations. I have a point guard build I've been playing lately that has an 82 pass accuracy, and it feels really good. I've been actually really liking the Trae Young pass style, so give that a try. Not necessarily the best in the game, but I've been enjoying it. But for the ball handle, we're gonna have an 85. All of SGA's dribble moves and dribble animations require an 84 ball handle. So at an 85, we do get silver handles for days, gold strong handle, and silver unpluckable. But we're going to use our last cap breaker here to get it up to an 86, which will get us ankle assassin on silver. And obviously speed with ball is very helpful to have when you're trying to create your own shot, which is why we're maxing this out at an 86, which is going to get us gold lightning launch launch at 6'6". I believe it's the tallest you can go while still getting lightning launch on gold. But we all know SGA is an elite two-way player. So we're going to have an 85 perimeter defense. Obviously, I would have liked to go higher to get all of the gold defensive badges. But at an 85 perimeter defense, we unlock Silver Challenger, Silver On-Ball Menace, and Silver Pick Dodger. But to go along with that, we're also going to have an 85 Steel, which is going to get us Gold Interceptor, and then we're also going to get Silver Glove. Then earlier, we made sure we got the 60 vertical so we could get High Flying Denier on bronze. So that is why we're putting our block up to a 68. And then we have one attribute point left over, which we're just going to throw on Standing Dunk. And then that is the full SGA build. Kind of funny because you actually end up getting shades of Tyrese Halliburton on this build, but the build name you end up getting is a two-way 3-level scoring threat. So I like the build name. And then these are all the animations I would use on this build. Now the 96 mid-range shot with the Hall of Fame shifty shooter combined with this Kobe Bryant dribble pull-up is absolutely unguardable. Now if you're not starter 3, I don't think you get the Kobe Bryant dribble pull-up, so I would recommend using Pro 2 if you are not starter 3 yet. And then here's my go-to jump shot on the 6'5 to 6'9 builds. You got the Kobe Bryant base, Baluba upper release 1, Oscar Robertson upper release 2, and then this is the blending here. Now even at a 45 driving dunk, you do get some dunk animations. So you got the rim grazers, the hangs, and basic off of 2, but I would probably only throw the rim grazer moving dunks off of 1. The moving dunks off of 2 are just generally a little too slow. Then also you'll get the regular 2-hand under basket standing dunks, and then you can also get the CJ McCollum dunk package. So it is possible for you to dunk when you are wide open. But overall, let me know what you guys think about this build. Let me know what you want to see next, and here's the web. Peace.